Today, we're diving deep into the sound of Italy. Now, this is a place where a musical history that's literally thousands of years old is crashing right into a really vibrant and honestly, a pretty surprising present. It's a story all about tradition, about revolution, and, what happens when the old guard meets a totally new beat. So let me ask you this. What is the sound of Italy? When I say that, what pops into your head? Is it like the soaring arias of Verdi and Puccini bouncing off the walls of an opera house? Or maybe it's the romantic strum of a mandolin in some sun-drenched piazza? Or maybe those classic, heartfelt ballads from a crooner? Just hold that thought for a second. Aldous Huxley really nailed it here, didn't he? He perfectly captured just how central music is to expressing a culture's soul. And man, in Italy, that soul has been singing for centuries. But the song it's singing today, it might not be what you think. Yeah, because this is what the sound of Italy today looks like. According to Spotify, the most streamed artists inside Italy are not opera singers. They're not balladeers. They're raptors. We're talking about names like Gio Lear, Sfera Abbasta, and Lazza. They are completely dominating the charts. So how on earth did the nation that gave us opera get here? Okay. First things first, to really understand the sound of Italy now, you have to feel the incredible weight of its musical past. Seriously, it's the foundation for everything that comes after. And when I say Italy wrote the book on music, I mean that literally. An Italian monk, a guy named Guido d'Arezzo, he's the one who invented the musical staff notation system that we still use today. And the language of music itself? It's Italian. It doesn't matter if you're in a symphony hall in Tokyo or a recording studio in Los Angeles, you are speaking Italian when you say allegro for fast, piano for soft, or forte for loud. That's Italy's foundational gift to the world. But back home, deep within its own borders, there's this other incredible legacy, musica popolare, or folk music. And this stuff isn't just a genre. It's like a living, breathing part of the community. These are songs that weren't passed down in books, but from person to person, telling these amazing stories of work and love and faith. It's music that belongs to everyone, sung at weddings, harvests, and festivals. It truly is the music of the people. And these instruments, they are the literal voice of that tradition. The zampona, which is a type of bagpipe from the south, is the sound of Christmas there. The tamburello, that's the drum that drives the wild rhythm of the tarantella dance. See, these aren't just museum pieces you look at behind glass. They are the living, historic heartbeat of Italy's regions, and each one has its own completely unique sound. All right, so keeping all that history in mind, let's hit the fast forward button. How did we get from those ancient folk songs to this completely new urban beat that's just taken over the charts? Well, the data really speaks for itself. I mean, look at this chart. In Italy, rap and urban music isn't just a popular genre. It is the mainstream. It absolutely towers over pop and rock. This is a massive shift, and it's the soundtrack to young Italians' daily lives. And these right here, these are the faces of that new sound. You've got Julier from Naples, who was the most streamed artist of the entire year. You have Anna, the most streamed female artist for 2 years in a row now. And then you have this new generation mixing pop and rap, like Angelina Mango and Alpha. These names are Italian pop culture today. But here is where it gets super interesting. It's a fascinating divide. While rap is ruling at home, the world's vision of modern Italy is being defined by the glam rock of Måneskin. For the third year straight, they're the most streamed Italian act outside of Italy. So you have this kind of dual identity for Italian music, one sound for home and a totally different one for the rest of the world. Okay, so this is where it gets really fun. It's not just a simple case of old versus new. These two worlds are constantly smashing into each other and merging in really cool ways, creating something else entirely. You can see this clash so perfectly just in the song lyrics. So back in 1969, you had the crooner Massimo Ranieri singing with this pure, unfiltered romanticism. I bought red roses for you tonight. Fast forward to 2009, and the indie artist Dente has a more practical take. Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers, I'll give you the money later. The feeling might still be there, but the language has completely changed, reflecting this more ironic, modern view of things. And the way artists even get famous has been totally turned on its head. That old model of, getting discovered playing in smoky clubs, it's pretty much gone. Today, television is king. Shows like X Factor and Amici are the new gatekeepers, basically launching artists like Måneskin and so many others into instant national stardom. And the fusion goes way beyond just fame and lyrics. It's happening in the music itself. You've got these incredible contemporary bands like Modena City Ramblers, who are actively taking those traditional folk instruments we saw earlier, the zambonia, the timbrello, and weaving them into modern rock and pop. It creates this sound that's somehow both ancient and brand new at the same time. So where is all this headed? What's next? Let's take a look at the horizon, because global trends in tech and social issues are already shaping the next chapter for Italian music. Looking ahead, it seems like three big global trends are really taking hold. First, you've got artificial intelligence becoming a creative tool, a partner in the studio. Second, sustainability is a huge focus now, with artists seriously rethinking the environmental cost of touring. And third, that genre blending we see with Måneskin, it's only getting more intense, completely dissolving those old boundaries for good. But not everyone is thrilled about all this. The Italian composer Luca Francesconi has a warning. He says that this big rush towards the new and the virtual, it comes at a price. He argues that fast consumption prevails, and that we're losing the aesthetic experience of really deep live listening. It's a pretty powerful critique of our new digital world. And that concern he has leads to a really wild question. We all know Italy gave the world one of the most famous pieces of music ever, Nessun Dorma. So as AI gets smarter and smarter, you have to wonder, will the next timeless masterpiece be composed not by a human, but by a machine? Technology changes, styles evolve, the charts are always shifting. But what if, through all of this, the fundamental reason we make music, its deep, unchanging core, what if that stays exactly the same? To really get at what that core is, just look at this incredible moment from Mexico back in 2017. After a horrible earthquake, people who were trapped in the rubble just started singing the folk song Cielito Lindo. In a moment of absolute tragedy, they turned to music, not for entertainment, but for hope, for unity, and just to remind themselves who they were as a people. And that right there is the true spirit of musica popolare. That same human impulse is there in an ancient Italian chant, in a work song hummed in the fields, or even in a rap anthem blasting from a car in Naples. Music has always been a collective act. It's how a community gives voice to its joys, its sorrows, and its sense of just belonging. And that brings us right back to where we started. From Verdi to Giolier, from the mandolin to the synthesizer, the sounds of Italy are always changing. But that leaves us with one last thing to think about. As technology keeps pushing forward, what really defines a nation's music? Is it the instruments it uses or the genres that are popular? Or is it the deep, enduring human need that it always seems to serve? Thanks for watching.